Gaming communities can be fascinating social experiments. Today, we're exploring how some players are using military-level coordination, not to compete fairly, but to dominate casual players in ways that challenge the very spirit of online gaming. That's really interesting. How exactly are they pulling this off without using any special modifications? Well, they've created this incredibly sophisticated system using Discord channels, where 40 players coordinate their queue timing down to the second. They're essentially turning social organization itself into a weapon against casual players. You know what strikes me about this? The psychological aspect of how these players justify their actions. Exactly, and here's what's fascinating. Many of these players are described as genuinely nice people in real life, yet they've somehow rationalized behavior that Blizzard explicitly says drives players away from PvP. The company even pointed out that players often quit matches immediately upon realizing they're facing these organized groups. So what does this tell us about the future of online gaming communities? Well, looking ahead, it really highlights this growing tension between competitive advantage and fair play. When players can coordinate this effectively without breaking any technical rules, it forces us to reconsider how we define fair play in online spaces. It's not just about the code anymore. It's about the human element. Gaming communities reveal fascinating truths about human nature. Take World of Warcraft, where some players are going to extraordinary lengths just to create an illusion of skill. You know what's really telling about these queue-syncing groups? They coordinate match timing to guarantee wins against random players. And here's the interesting pattern. When developers patch these exploits, these so-called elite players either quit entirely or suddenly have to face the reality that they're not as skilled as they claimed. The data shows only about 3% of players reached Challenger rank this season, down from 9% last season. That reminds me of what happened with those twink characters in lower-level Battlegrounds. Once Blizzard removed that advantage, they just disappeared. Well, the psychology behind it is fascinating. These players aren't seeking real competition. They're chasing artificial dominance. It's like writing yourself as the hero while carefully editing out all the challenging parts. So, what do you think is stopping Blizzard from fixing this issue? It seems like such an obvious problem. You know what's really telling? Even though these sync groups make up less than 1% of the total player base, they're having this outsized impact on the game. It's like a tiny group of poker players dealing themselves royal flushes while claiming they're world champions. The irony would be amusing if it wasn't driving so many regular players to other games. World of Warcraft's PvP scene just showed us how even the most dedicated players can accidentally destroy what they love. You know what really stands out here? These veteran players forming unstoppable teams are starting to question if they're killing their own game. Right, and the numbers tell a brutal story. Players report watching newcomers try PvP, get crushed 3 matches straight, and permanently abandon that part of the game. So what's the real impact when experienced players dominate like this? Well, it creates this vicious cycle. One veteran actually described feeling ashamed watching teammates mock new players who couldn't even leave their spawn points. It's like bringing pro athletes to demolish kids at a playground. And without new blood coming in, the whole system starts to collapse. Exactly. The community's proposing this elegant solution. Limit random battlegrounds to solo or duo queues. Keep it casual, keep it actually random. Though I imagine the hardcore players aren't thrilled about losing their advantage. That's the fascinating tension. How do you preserve competitive spaces while ensuring there's still a welcoming entry point? Without both elements, the whole ecosystem falls apart.